and Tobago. So there are some technical difficulties we are having right now. So we would like to welcome everyone.
Thank you.
Okay.
Ravin, go ahead with the video. Is Ravin there or he got bumped off? Apparently. Okay. Okay.
Good afternoon, everyone. And that song was entitled Piada Hua Chupakesi. No matter what happens in the world, the season for love never dies. With vocals from Sanam Puri and the guest appearance of Trishala Gurung in the mountains in Nepal. It's absolutely beautiful scenery. And this is an appropriate video to begin our program, because we know since ancient times the healing benefits of a natural environment on our mind, body, and spirit. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Namaste, assalamu alaikum. Good evening or good morning to all of you, depending on the time zone in which you live. And we are pleased to have so many people in this meeting from different time zones from all over the world. I am Shakira Mohammed of Trinidad and Tobago, a teacher for the past 15 years. And this is our 158th edition of our Zoom public meeting. And we wish to sincerely thank everyone who have contributed in whatever way to this Pan-Indo-Caribbean and Pan-Indian Diaspora Global Project. So for the past 3 years, 3 months and 2 weeks, we have featured 640 presenters from all parts of the world, speaking on 157 topics. And this is a weekly forum of the Indo-Caribbean Cultural Center, which is a legally registered research and publishing company operating since 2010. And our edition today is being sponsored by the Sport and Cultural Fund of the Office of the Prime Minister of the Government of Trinidad and Tobago. So, ladies and gentlemen, our moderator for this evening is Shalama Mohammed, the co-director of this Zoom platform, who is a business teacher and researcher from Trinidad and Tobago. So, Shalama, are you able to hear us and join?
No, you would have to carry it. Sorry.
Right, so we are having some difficulties as we are having a tropical wave passing over Trinidad and Tobago. So we wish to thank everyone for joining us. And this public meeting today or tonight will take the form of a panel presentation with speakers presenting, followed by questions and answers. And it is being recorded live and uploaded to our YouTube for posterity. It's being live streamed right now to YouTube, and we wish to welcome all our viewers on YouTube. To avoid intrusions from trolls, Robin Ram Singh, our IT manager, has muted everyone. And speakers, we are asking, please do not admit anyone, do not unmute anyone, and do not allow anyone to share your screens. Thank you for your cooperation. So our program for the next 2 hours will address the topic, traditional alternative healing practices in the Indian diaspora. So we know traditional alternative healing practices in the Indian tradition have deep roots in ancient wisdom and holistic approaches to well-being. Ayurveda and yoga are part of these traditional systems of medicine and essential to these practices. And they emphasize the balance of mind, body, and spirit, utilizing natural remedies, dietary modifications, and lifestyle adjustments to promote health and treat ailments. Practices such as homeopathy, naturopathy, and traditional herbal medicine are also employed to address specific health concerns. These alternative healing practices in the Indian tradition recognize the interconnectedness of the individual with nature and aim to restore and maintain the overall balance and harmony for optimal well-being. So, ladies and gentlemen, our first speaker today or tonight is Brinda Sunandan of Mauritius, a massage therapist with a diploma in acupressure and a certificate in Ayurvedic massage and Panchakarma therapies. She's also a yoga instructor and past life regression therapist. Due to the fact that it is about midnight now in Mauritius, she has prepared a pre-recorded video presentation for us to see. So Ravan, will you play the pre-recorded video, please?
Hello everyone. Thank you for welcoming me on this platform. Today I'm going to talk about magnet therapy. It's an ancient therapy, but which is coming back nowadays. Magnet therapy has been mentioned even in the Vedas, in the Atharva Ved, and has been used even in the Greek period and even by Egyptians. Okay, so the Egyptian, like Princess Cleopatra, also used the magnet. She used a belt here on the forehead, and there was a magnet here in the middle, and this was used to preserve her strength and beauty. In fact, we have several types of magnet. As you can see above, we have beads magnet, horseshoe magnet, ball magnet, round magnet, crescent magnets, and these are used for different purposes. In the picture down, you can see beached whales. Why have these whales gone to the beach? In fact, the Earth itself is a huge magnet, and the inside magnetism of these whales, they help them so that they can know their way through the magnetic field of the Earth. However, when there is a disturbance in the environment or in the atmosphere, these whales, they lose their track. Even migratory birds, they use this magnetic field to know the way they should be heading towards during winter. We also have magnets being used in so many appliances like the compass, the dynamo, the refrigerator, and for cleaning of pipes, magnetized water is used to break the rust inside these pipes. And the latest technology of all, I'm sure all of you have heard of the MRI. The MRI imaging is a type of X-ray which helps us to understand which organ is working well, underworking or overworking in the body. In fact, MRI stands for magnetic resonance imaging. And through an MRI scan, we can understand which organ inside our body is having problems. The magnets, in fact, each magnet has two poles, the North Pole and the South Pole, and the unit used to measure the force of the magnet is the Gauss. In fact, the Earth itself, the power of the Earth magnetic field is only 0.5 Gauss. And we have the North Pole of the Earth is the South Pole of the magnet which the Earth is, and the South Pole of the Earth is the North Pole of the magnet. And this magnetic field, which extends around hundreds of thousands of kilometers all around the globe, all around the surface of the Earth, it helps us to prevent harmful radiation from coming to our planet. And even the sun or the moon, they have an influence upon the Earth. And when there is a disturbance once again in the atmosphere, then you will see that accidents, madness, suicide, crime, and even heart disease, these increase a lot. Perhaps you have known things like 1 week after the other, you can be hearing about accidents or even about suicide cases or even about crimes and so on. During a particular period, you will see it's happening daily or weekly basis. This happens due to the disturbance created in the atmosphere. And also, like for the full moon day, this also has an impact on our brain. This is why we call people lunatic. You have heard about that. Why? Because when there is a full moon, it influences our brain. As the moon influences high tide and low tides in the waves, okay, in the waves in the sea. Similarly, our brain, it's about 80% and above, 80% and above of water, So the influence of the moon also has an influence on our brain. This is the picture of what I told you earlier, the Earth. The Earth North Pole is up, but as a magnet, it is the South Pole of the Earth which is up. And also we have the maglev train, which uses the magnetic force, and it has a terrible speed of 603 kilometers per hour. In fact, each living being has biomagnetism, meaning it is ingrained in our body. When seeds of plants are influenced with a magnetic field and these seeds are grown, then we have better plants, stronger plants, okay? As well as birds and animals, when they are influenced with a magnetic field, they grow stronger and they have a longer life. When eggs have been influenced with a magnetic field, the chicken which hatch, they are stronger and have a longer lifespan. There have been experiments done on worms. Okay, 2 boxes of worms. One worm has been influenced with the North Pole, the other one with the South Pole. What happens? Those worms which have been influenced with the North Pole, they become stronger, and then they make holes inside the box and they go out. Whereas the worms which have been influenced with the South Pole, they become like lethargic and then they sleep in the box. Even mice have been used in experiments and they have been protected with a magnetic field, okay, in 2 boxes, one controlled group where no magnetic field was present and one box where magnetic field was present. And both boxes have been influenced with radiation. And what happened to those mice which were not protected by magnetic field? They suffered from cancer. Whereas those mice which were influenced by radiation but at the same time protected by magnetic field, these mice, 95%, they did not get affected by that radiation. Okay, this experiment was done in Chicago. Even the flies, the chicken also, when they were influenced with magnetic field, there were very good results, meaning their lifespan had increased and even their reproductive age had increased. And even on our urine, okay, the quality of our urine, removal of the waste, it happened better when magnetic field was used, even helping in decrease of cholesterol when magnetic water was consumed. Like as I told you earlier, when there is a pipe which is blocked and clogged, magnetic water has a very powerful force and it helps to break down the rust accumulated. In the same way, when cholesterol is inside our arteries, the magnetic water which we eat, it has a very powerful force and it helps to remove this cholesterol. But that does not mean that the person can eat or drink anything and then say, oh, my cholesterol is not decreasing. Not at all. Okay, precautions should be taken at the same time. Now, how do the magnets act on our body? In fact, as I told you earlier, each cell of our body, it has a vibratory frequency, or we can say electromagnetic force. When an organ is overfunctioning, okay, we apply the magnet, the south pole of a magnet, to help it to decrease its function. This helps in like example of cases we have had, like growth of tumor or even cancer. Okay, it helps to reduce the size of the tumor with constant use of magnets. Okay, and the cells get strengthened and it acts at the root of the disease. Now, for organs which are not functioning well, then we need to put the north pole of the magnet, and these act on the endocrine glands, the blood, the digestive system, the nervous system, even the urinary systems, and all these are normalized with magnet therapy. Okay, and it's not me. As you see, the Biomagnetic Research Foundation of Chicago claims that a strong magnetic field can arrest the growth of cancer. Okay. Now, as I told you earlier, there are some forces that disturb the biomagnetic forces in our body. What are these forces which disturb the biomagnetic forces? Cyclones, storms, pollution, radiations from TV, X-ray, mobile phones, and so on, laptops, faulty diet, irregular lifestyle, addictions, and also lack of exercise and mental tension also. It's very bad, okay? Mental tension, in fact, they disturb the magnetic force of our body. Okay, so we should be taking care about this. Medicines, even medicines, yes, they disturb the biomagnetic force inside. Now, I'm sure you have heard of the Evian water, which is a healing magnetized water. This water helps to increase the natural resistance in our body, okay? And even cows who are fed with magnetized water, we have seen that they stop producing more milk, and it helps to decrease the acidity.
Ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. There seem to be some technical difficulties with some persons being able to hear Miss Brenda Sunandan, but we are so pleased to have her within the audience right now, if she will be able to join us. Brenda, you'll be able to unmute.
Yeah, hello. Yes, I'm here, but I've just woken up because it's 3:44 in Bali now.
Oh my.
So,
But
yes.
Thank you so very much for joining us. So we so appreciate this. There are many persons, we have 60 persons right now who have joined this Zoom platform. Would you be able to enlighten us further? Because some of them were having some difficulties with hearing your audio. So if you would be able to add some more information concerning your presentation, we would so appreciate it. You at the last slide, you had the bottled water. If you would be able to enlighten us from there.
Okay. So, hello everyone once again. What would I like to say is that magnet therapy has helped so many people in so many ways, and it's a therapy which is old, but in fact is coming back again as a new therapy, because many people are now fed up with medicines and so on. And it is a therapy which has really helped many, and it is still helping many people in several ways through magnets that we have, having healing properties. Okay, but it is like, ancient therapies, they take time. They take time to act on the body. It's not like medicines which act fast, but also the medicines which act fast, they leave so many side effects. However, in magnet therapy, it might be taking time for some people. For some people, it might act quicker, but good results are definitely here. Okay, so and magnetized water can be done in many ways. I mean, many ways, because nowadays we have so many gadgets like magnet, the magnetized bottle, or I mean cups, but you don't have it everywhere. Otherwise, we have magnets which are in round shapes. We can place the bottle of water in the middle and then the magnets both sides. We also have magnetic pads where we can be keeping the bottle all around. I mean, the magnetic pad all around the bottle, okay, to magnetize that water, keeping it so for some hours, okay. And also there are magnetic bracelets also. You can just wrap the bracelet. If you are not using it at night, we can wrap the bracelet around our water bottle to magnetize that water. But there are, as I tell you, so many ways of using magnets nowadays, easily, conveniently, and they do bring lots of good results. Okay.
I am glad you mentioned that it would take some time, because we do know that natural therapies, they do take some time to work. There was a question here from
Yes.
Yes, there is. If anyone wishes to ask a question from the audience, please raise your hand. I'm seeing there's one
Yeah.
here from Shobi.
Yes, I can see her question.
Yeah, magnetic bracelets and jewelry.
Yeah. Also claiming health benefits. What do you think of them, please? Yeah. In fact, I know about these magnetic bracelets. Okay, there are so many different types of magnetic bracelets. In fact, okay, so it depends on the quality of the magnets being used. Okay, because there are I have magnetic bracelets which cost very low price. Okay, like even those bracelets, people find benefits out of it, like for hypertension, high blood pressure. If we put it on the right hand, it does really help to reduce the blood pressure with a simple type of magnets. But that bracelet also, perhaps the quality, the material used, the metal used in that is not too good. So that type of bracelet, the color could go away with time. Okay, it could fade away with time. Yeah, but we have good quality magnetic bracelets also, like those using titanium for the metal, and also the magnet itself is neodymium magnet, and neodymium magnet is a type of magnet which we get from under the earth, and it's not available everywhere. We could be getting it in Germany, like 600 meters below the earth, and this type of magnet has real benefits, like more benefits than simple ordinary magnet, with many people having really good health improvement with these. Okay, even with high blood pressure or low blood pressure, even some people where the blood circulation was not too good, and they have been able to get so much relief with problems like even paralysis. Okay, they have got many improvement, even with Parkinson, even with so there are so many cases, if diabetes. Okay, and there are some also magnetic bracelets where there are also FIR balls, meaning anti-radiation balls in those bracelets, where even we can see that magnetic fields protect us really against radiation, like people using we use mobile phones daily. Okay, there are tests that we do. When we ring the mobile phone and then you are not having a magnetic bracelet, okay, if we push down one hand, your hand will go down. But when you wear that magnetic bracelet, it will protect you. It will prevent you from getting drained with that with that radiation from the mobile phone. Okay, and then if I bend down your hand and push your arm down, you will be able to resist, because this anti-radiation balls found in these bracelets, they prevent your energy drainage from that radiation caused by so many things around us. One of the most common example is the mobile phone.
Oh, I'm so glad you brought up that that electronic issue with the mobile phone. What
Yeah.
about children? How would it affect children?
It's a good point to raise, because nowadays even children since 1 year old up to people up to any age, we are just having our mobile phones in our hands, okay, but we don't have any protection against it. So we all know that radiation is so harmful, degenerating the quality of our cells in our body, okay, lowering our immune system, and then even causing cancer. There is a long list of things that radiation is causing from mobile phones. We have mobile phones, we have TV, we have our laptops, even even the towers which are there, 5G towers and so on. We are surrounded by radiation, which is causing a lot of harm to us. But we should learn also to protect us from these things, and a magnetic bracelet with, as I told you, devices for anti-radiation in it, like FIR balls, we call this. So these help us a lot. Otherwise, we will be having lots of health problems.
Oh, okay. I'm seeing Dwayne, who has his hands raised. Dwayne, can you give us your question, please, to Brenda? Dwayne, are you able to hear us?
Yeah, I'm not doing, but I was just looking at the questions once again. The pioneers of magnet therapy. Okay, so I see who are the pioneers, as I had mentioned in the video. Okay, it's Paracelsus here for the magnetic therapy, like scientific view, scientific reasoning behind magnetic therapy is Paracelsus. Other bracelets like copper, there are so many benefits with copper bracelets, but personally, I don't know of copper bracelets having that anti-radiation field. Perhaps there could be, but I'm not aware of this. Okay, and whatever, as I said earlier, whatever magnetic bracelet you're purchasing, there are so many types that even from the eBay and so on, like online. But the quality, you must assure yourself about the quality of this bracelet, because I know people who have bought, but the energy level is not the same when we do the test. Okay, and I mean, you must find out really if it really works.
Can you give us the name again that you said it came from Germany? Can you give us that name again?
Yeah, okay. So the magnetic, I do have one magnetic bracelet, which in fact, it's not the bracelet which comes from Germany. It's the magnet. The pieces of magnets inside a neodymium magnet. Neodymium magnet is the magnet which has lots of real power. And in fact, I don't know if I can mention the name of the company here because I don't know. But I know this one is genuine.
Okay, yes, because I'm sure there are many people here who would like to go ahead and do further research on this. And there are
Yeah.
many people who are very interested in this. So
Okay.
are there any more questions for Brenda? All right. So Brenda, all right, let me just see one more. How do we know if a bracelet is genuine? Someone wants to know how to.
There are tests. There are 2 tests which I normally do with this bracelet when someone purchases it. Okay, so if it is online sale, you will not be able to test that. Okay, so otherwise, the bracelet which I have, like we you can put your mobile phone in your pocket, okay, and then you raise your hand on both sides, one on the left and one on the right side. You close your fist well, okay. First we test the energy level of your hand. We press down your hand, okay. We press down your head like near your wrist. We press down your hand there, one hand, okay, one hand. And then you will see without the phone ringing, okay, you will see that the hand won't go down. Really depends on the your capacity, I mean your internal energy, your internal force that you have, okay. Now we will see that you have you will resist. You need to resist when I press down your hand on one side, okay. Now I will use my mobile phone and start ringing you on your mobile phone, which is in your pocket, okay, or in the other hand. You will see that now when the phone starts ringing and I press down your hand, you won't be able to resist and your hand will go down. Okay, meaning this is the effect of the bad effect of the radiation which is being emitted when the phone rings. Now, then afterwards, we put that bracelet in your hand. Okay, we put that bracelet in your hand. We let it work for like 20 seconds. Like, okay, yes, you just open and close your fist. Let's let that work. And then I ring your mobile phone once again, and I press down your hand. Same hand. You will see that now you are being able to resist that push. Your hand won't go down, won't go down so easily as it was going down when there were no bracelets in your hands. Okay, this is one of the tests that you can be doing to know if there are those fireballs that I call for anti-radiation in the bracelet. And another one is for stability test, where you raise one foot at the back and I try to destabilize you. Meaning if you raise your right foot at the back and then you're standing, your both hands are on the sides. If you have raised your right foot, I will I will try to make you fall down by pressing on your right shoulder on the right side. Right foot is up. You will see that it depends on people. Some lose balance quickly, some try to resist, but then definitely they lose balance. And then once again, I put the bracelet in your hand. Okay, you put your foot down, of course. I put the bracelet in your hand, and any hand, even right or left. And then again, like for 20 seconds, we try to activate it. And then we do the test again. You will see now that with a good magnetic bracelet, you will be able to resist because it will increase the gravitational force. In fact, these neodymium magnets are used in the in astronauts, the combination that they use in the space. The neodymium magnet is present there, so this will help them to get stability, so increasing the gravitational force. And then you will see that you will be able to resist lots more, and then you won't fall down when the magnetic bracelet is in your hand. I don't know if it's clear enough because I can't do it practically now.
That is amazing. Does the magnet help with arthritis? Shanti wanted to know.
Excuse me. Mm,
With arthritis. Yeah.
a public outreach contact. Okay, so we do have some testimonies. Oh, Germany, okay. We do have some testimonials for the use of these magnets, but most of them are in Creole. But I can be posting it in my also Facebook account perhaps, but most of them is in Creole. Perhaps you won't be able to understand it because they are sold in Mauritius also, and so I don't know if you'll be able to understand, but perhaps we could be asking some people also to translate in English later on. Oh, I
Sure.
don't know.
Okay, that will be fantastic.
Mhm.
If you are able to Shobi would like for you to type the name of the German magnet if possible, because she was not able to catch the spelling of the magnet, all right?
Okay, just written.
Fantastic. Okay, Brenda, we
Yeah.
want to thank you so much because this information is absolutely amazing. And we want to thank you for
Okay.
joining us at this time. So we know it's around midnight at
4
Mauritius.
4 a.m. I'm in Bali now.
Oh my God. Thank you so very much.
Okay.
So now
Okay.
we wish to move on to our next speaker. And this is Lisa Balrup of Trinidad and Tobago. And she's a practitioner of the ancient technique of jarring to most times treat jaundice. She was trained as a teenager by an indentured immigrant who came as a boy to the Hard Bargain Estate in Williamsville in Trinidad and Tobago. So Lisa, welcome.
Hi, good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for having me.
So I know we have our PowerPoint, so I will share it on the screen for you.
No problem.
Right, there you go.
So we will start off by
You able to see it now?
just the introduction.
All right.
We will start off by letting people know what is jaundice. A lot of people still don't understand a lot about it, so jaundice is when your skin and your eyes, the white of your eyes turns yellow. What causes this is something called bilirubin. Bilirubin is a built up in your bloodstream, a yellow substance that is built up in the bloodstream. After your blood breakdown, the third breakdown of the blood then, this causes damage to the liver. This is more like when the red cells are breaking down. When the red cells are breaking down and this yellow substance is taking over the bloodstream, causing your skin and the white of your eyes to become yellow. A lot of babies nowadays are being born with this, right? A lot of babies are being born with it, and it is being transferred sometimes by the mothers who doesn't even know sometimes that they do have this jaundice. And sometimes what causes it is the consumption of too much alcohol or probably medication that you're taking. It doesn't agree and it starts to damage the liver. Sometimes if you have medical issues like gallstone, hepatitis, pancreatitis, and other medical issues like that. Just how the conditions and how you could probably help. The most common, this most commonly happens when babies are exclusively breastfeeding, and a problem with breastfeeding goes unrecognized, sorry. As I said again, unaware that the parents have it, the mothers have it. What you could probably do to help this is by drinking a lot of water. Don't drink no sodas, things that are a little sweet that will aggravate the bilirubin. Yeah. And you need to like stay away. All these things that activate the bilirubin is like the meat, the red meat and stuff like that. You need to kind of like stay away from it. It will help you heal. A lot of people may have questions about it, like, does it have a cure for it or does it heal? I wouldn't really say there's a cure for it, but there are ways to control it in a way that it would go away for a very long period of time. And if you don't take care of it properly, it may tend to come back in the longer period of years. Right? So jaundice is basically the bilirubin attacking the liver. It damages the liver and causes a lot of other medical problems in the body. So, I was fortunate enough to learn to carry this jaundice at a very young age, where I can help people, which I did. I helped a lot of people with this over the years. It's another form of liver disease, right? So I cannot come up here because it's the first time really talking about it publicly. So do forgive me if you find I'm stalling or what. So
It's okay. It's okay. You go ahead.
yeah.
Are you able to read
So-
from the screen?
Sorry.
Are you able to read from the screen? Yeah.
I'm trying to wipe.
Okay, you unmute. You need to unmute yourself. You have to click on mute again. The button to the left-hand side.
Unmute. Yeah. You hearing me now?
Yes, we're hearing you now. Go ahead. So you were saying, you were telling us how you were doing the jarring. Click on mute again.
Hello?
Go ahead. We're hearing you now.
Okay. All right. So this here is a picture, one of the picture that shows when the jaundice is really bad, when it already affected the bloodstream. When it affects the bloodstream, it shows that the liver is why mustard oil, and could you send me back that question? Why mustard oil, not coconut oil? Because mustard oil itself have a certain power. Now, I was listening to Belinda talk just now, and it helped in a lot of what she was saying about the magnetic, because we not only use the mustard oil, it's a combination of 5 different elements we use. Yes, it's a difference of 5 different elements that we use to combine to pull this jaundice out of the bloodstream. It's like what Belinda was saying, it's like magnet. It literally pulls because we are using grass, tarria, and lota, and the mustard oil has a different, every oil probably have its different strength or different power. But I was taught to use the mustard oil for its particular power in this part of the process, right? So it helps, it moves like magnets, and because everybody knows that oil and water don't really mix, right? So we have
Can you unmute again? Sorry.
prayers, are you hearing me?
Okay, yes, we're hearing you now.
Okay. A certain amount of prayers, we have, how to say it, it's like a ritual. You have a prayer to say, and you keep stirring until it comes out into the tarria. The tarria literally pulls it out like a magnet, right? So, which after a certain amount of time in jarring, the eyes literally get back its natural color, the skin gets back its natural color. Also, according to, I was listening to Miranda, and it was very interesting because most of my clients, I tell them to come during full moon time. This is where the moon raise the this is where the moon will raise the bilirubin to the surface of the blood, like raise it, literally raise it off. I'm not catching the questions, it's moving too quickly. Raise it off, so it helps us to pull it out faster. Now, this here what you see is the tarria, the lota, the dubra. The dubras, as we all know, people use it to do a lot of puja and stuff. It also is a very powerful plant, grass that helps to pull up the substance like magnets. We have the tarria, the lota, the mustard oil, the dubras, and the water, right? So with all these things combined, and the little prayer where you are asking God to like help this person, you know, and eventually this is the substance it turns into after you do the jarring, and this is when the person actually have the jaundice. This is it coming out on the tarria. If the person does not have it, the oil and water will not mix, right? So I have been able to help a lot of people who literally came in with the coloring of the eyes and the coloring of the skin. And after a processed time of jarring, they are very well and healthy. And because, you know, when you pull it out of the liver is something that is healed very quickly in the body. So by doing this jarring, I ask my clients to help, like, okay, the bilirubin takes over the bloodstream, which means the red cells are being gotten weak and stuff. So I ask them to try to help build back the blood cells by taking over-the-counter medication like hemoglobin and trihemic, but what I mostly tell them to do is probably use pawpaw leaf, which has a more quicker effect to build the blood count. So when they build this blood count, it helps them with to have the energy enough, or it helps me when we pull out the bilirubin. Fast as we are going, they are strengthening the blood cells to fight back. So as we go along, the liver it all will be suctioned out from the liver as much as we could suction that out, and then the liver will tend to become healthy again and, replenish back and become, strong and stuff. So, and, according to Brenda, some people will heal quickly and some people tend to take a longer period of time to heal. It depends on the body and the way, it have a lot of things while doing this jarring that people need to help, like not only taking the the medication to build their blood, but they have to use the medication to the eyes become infected when it's yellow. So you have to like use the medication to pull out the mucus from the eyes, like antibiotic. You have to put in your eyes, or long time people used to use dew water, right, to help with these things. So whilst we go along, I have my clients and I'm doing this stuff, fast results. Some people again tend to take a longer period of time, and some people will heal faster. And which way that some people, it's a process they have to go through. And a lot of people don't understand it or understand really what it is about. So if anybody have any questions or anything, I will be happy to answer it if I could and help you to understand about it a little more.
I'm seeing Dr. Kumar Mahaber has his hands raised.
Well, I see Kamala has had her hand first. So
Kamala
can you
Tiwari
unmute
goes.
Kamala Tiwari?
Kamala, would you like to go ahead with your question?
Unmute.
And then we'll ask Dr. Kumar.
Sorry.
Yes, Kamala
Yeah.
is it.
Oh, am I now? Yeah. Hi,
Yes.
everybody. I myself had jaundice as a child, and I couldn't remember if I was supposed to have prepared myself in a certain way before the jarring took place.
Yes, you do. Yes, you do. No meat. Reason for being that is because meat have a lot of prune in it that helps irritate the bilirubin in the system, and help it raises the bilirubin and causes you to feel really sick. So no meat. We ask our clients to stay away from a lot of the yellow substance like dal and curry and stuff like that, because I was taught that these things, the bilirubin feeds on these things, making it stronger, filling it up more powerful in the bloodstream. Right? So you are asked to stay away from these curry and oily foods, greasy foods, chicken, and a lot of other stuff. And just until we build back the liver and get it stronger again. And then you could probably have a normal life, but do not over abuse the stuff we ask you to stay away from. Because as I said before, it tends to come back. It may not be in a month time, it may not be 2 months time, but as the years go by, it tends to raise back. We would say back in the body. When you consume back all these things, it tends to come back, and then you will have to come back and get the process of pulling it out again from the system. Because it also comes through the pores. Now, this is why we also ask our clients or my clients to please take the early morning sun, and that's the sun about 6:30 to 7, and the evening sun, which is from about 5:30 to 6, because that is the time the sun is most powerful to pull it out of your system. By pulling it out means it literally comes through your pores as a sweat, right? When you take the sun, you pulling it out through your pores. And I ask my clients again to wear more white clothes, so you would literally see when it is at the stage of the skin turning yellow and the eyes turning yellow. I ask my clients to put on the white because it kind of attracts the bilirubin, and it comes out through the pores and tends to stick on the clothes. It comes out on the clothes. You will see a bed sheet have it, your towel, everything that you use, you will have this yellow stain.
Amazing.
I hope I answered your question.
we have another one. How to use the pawpaw leaves for healing? Dr. Rhonda was asking that.
The pawpaw leaf, we have learned that it's very powerful and it helps more quickly to build your bloodstream. You know what I do is that I crush the pawpaw leaf in a mortar and pestle with a little water to make it saucy, and I use that as the shot to shut it down. I use it probably depends on how bad it is. You use it once a day, and as you go along, you just like take it probably twice a week or so. The pawpaw leaf is a very powerful leaf that you use to strengthen your blood counts. And I do believe, and literally testing it on people and testing it on myself, it really does build back the immune system more quicker than the hemoglobin and the other rest of blood medication.
Okay. There's another person who's asking, Vinay is asking, the guru you learned from, did you ever hear him refer to jaundice as Piyari and mustard oil as sarso?
No, he never really went into those depths of explaining to me. We didn't really go into deeper depth of explaining is that as I go along, because when he was teaching me to jar this, he was a very old gentleman at the age of probably 87, because he died at the age of 82. I'm sorry, 92, or somewhere around there.
Okay.
We didn't really have the time or the chance to literally go into deep details. As I go along, the knowledge just came, and I grew more into it by learning, researches, and stuff like that. Because when somebody do come to Jari, I like to explain to them exactly what is going on, what is happening to them, and why we have to do this, that, and the other, so that they can be healed properly, what caused it and stuff. It's not like they would just come and sit down and I would do what I have to do and they go their way. No, I like them to know what is going on. I like them to know why, how, and I answer their questions before I start my procedures.
All right. There's another question. Can you talk more about this guru, his name, where he came from, how you met him, and why you wanted to learn from him at such a young age?
Well, to be honest, the gift really came from my ancestors, because my grandfather, Sajari, used to, because he died a few years ago. My dad and everybody were born with this gift, and I inherited it. I was told that I inherited it, and being a young child and stuff, he didn't really go into much depths and details in explaining stuff to me, certain stuff. And well, he came down, from what he told me, he came down on one of the indentured ships with his parents. Those days they were cane cutters. They came down to the cane plantation. And growing up, he was like a neighbor, well, more like a family member, because him being the neighbor, he was always over by us. And we became family, not just neighbors. And I used to love to hear his stories. So I would always go and ask him, and he would relate stories to me, what his days and the cane cutting and his parents, because he came down as a very young child on this ship. So I don't think he would remember much about those days, but more about, I used to like to hear when his parents to go cut the cane and stuff, and stories, just stories. So never into the depth of the detail. All he said was like, you're a very gifted child. You could do so much. You'll be able to help a lot of people, literally give them longer life and stuff. All these is what he was literally telling me. So I became intrigued, and I was like, okay, no problem. I don't mind learning. No, I would not like to. I am sorry. I'm sorry, no. I know, yes, it is sacred, and it's not everybody could jari. You have to have this gift, as he said. And the prayers is basically, to be honest, is basically a prayers asking your God, the power of the sun, to help with this jarring, to help to heal. And you're calling the organs, and you're calling, you're just stating what you want to be done while you're doing this ritual. That's basically what the prayers is about. And of course, the power of the Itaria that has the magnet, according to what, I mean, it made a lot of sense when she said that, but it was an easier way to let you all know, because a lot of people want to know, but how Itaria could do that? How mustard oil will do that? How they do brass, But the brass have its own power like a magnet. And the oil is a powerful substance they use even for prayers. So it have its own power together with the dove grass. And we all know how powerful water is, right? So with all these elements, it does the trick. It does the work.
Okay. Dr. Kumar, do you wish to ask a question?
Yes, but Dwayne, hands is raised. Dwayne, you want to unmute and ask your question first?
Sorry?
Dwayne,
Dwayne,
go ahead,
okay.
Dwayne.
Can you guys hear me?
Yes,
Yes,
we can hear you.
I remember seeing something with where it comes to jarring with neem. Is neem used?
Neem. No, neem is not used to jarry jaundice. But
Oh.
neem they use it to jarry for other purposes. Yeah, they use neem to jarry for other purposes, different problems you may be having in your body and stuff. They use the neem to do that. But basically, it's just the 5 elements: the taria, the lota, the mustard oil, the dove grass, and the water. Just those 5 elements. Well, and the prayer. You're welcome.
He got it. Dr.
Yes.
Kumar, you can go ahead with your question.
So, Lisa, we are so fortunate, so lucky. It's a privilege to have you today.
Thank you very
Because there
much.
are
I am
people
happy to
here.
be here.
You're welcome. Because there are people from all over the world here. One of the speakers is from Mauritius, and she's now in Bali, far and wide. And it's really an honor to have you. And you yourself are so blessed and gifted because
Thank you.
you're such a young person.
Yes.
Because I have done research on traditional healers like yourself, and most of them are over 80 years, 90. They are disappearing, they are passing away to the great beyond.
I guess.
And it's very rare to have someone like you, and it's very rare. I live in Salmon area, and neighboring to Salmon is Aranguez, and I know a lady who is there, Jaundice, and people from all over Trinidad come to her. So tell us about your clients.
Well, to be honest, I always wanted to, I guess as a child, I always be like, God, I really wish I could help people out there. I really wish I could do something to help people out there. Not knowing at that time, I had this gift and stuff. So I don't, to be honest, there is hardly people in Trinidad and Tobago do the jaundice jarring, meaning I want to believe the purpose being for that is because when you jarry, it transfers the bilirubin, the bilirubin transfers from the client to you. So there's a form of way that you could protect yourself from that, because it gets to us in the long run. So a lot of people is running from that. A lot of people who could jarry is running from that. So about the clients, I don't really broadcast it, to be honest with you. A lot of people don't know that I could do this. The very few that know that I could do this is people like my past clients. If they know that of somebody who has it, they would recommend them to me. So by me coming out here today, I hope that, if anybody has it and want to learn more about it, or even wants to come and Jari, feel free to call for an appointment or something. But I had clients already, as I was saying before. Back to your question, doctor. Sorry. I had a lot of clients before. Some of them, as you can see with the picture, came in with that same yellow of eyes, yellow of skin, and some of them was so weak. I remember this particular client I had, he was so weak, he couldn't come out of his vehicle. His sons had to bring him out of his vehicle. Believe it or not, after the first jarring, he could have literally walked back to his car. His kids was amazed. His wife was amazed at the fact that just one jarring and he could literally have the energy to just walk back to his car. And the thing about it, about some clients, is that when you are doing the jarring and you follow the procedures that was required of you to follow, some of them go back to their old habit. I had the experience where I did lose a couple of clients that way. Went back to their old habits of consuming the alcohol and going back. Well, both of them, you could say, probably was doing the same thing. And it did overtake them again, and they just passed on.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Lisa, yes, as you were saying earlier, that it may come back. So you just follow, follow good nutrition and
Now, I'm not saying you don't have to cut off meat.
So go ahead.
I'm not saying you don't have to constantly or continuously follow the orders, like no meat, no curry. You're doing it in a way that you could have it moderately.
All right.
You know, you can have it moderately and still live a good life. You don't have to like be a vegetarian or no eat curry again. You know, when you tell Trini no curry, they start to panic.
Okay. Yes. So Lisa, we want to thank you so very
wait,
much.
I have a hold on, Shakira. So
the question?
Yes, do you do this full time? Are there certain visiting days and hours with the moon or the evening or week? Tell us.
Okay, this is what I tell my clients. This is what I believe in, right? I have some people have certain days to jari and stuff, right? Like some of them will do it on a Monday or a Wednesday and a Friday. Some will do it a Sunday, Thursday. Everybody have different days. But to be honest, Dr. Kumar, I do it every day. Meaning being is that every day the sun comes out. Every morning, every evening, even though if it's cloudy, the power of the sun is incredible, right? Behind the clouds, the power of the sun is still there. This is what I tell people. Every day the sun comes out. So I jari every day. Mostly, like, okay, if it happens to our clients and they come anytime during the month, I will jari them. And then after I will try to get them to come back for full moon, where the bilirubin raises up to the surface. And this is the time they tend like a week or two, week or a couple of days before full moon, they tend to become very sick and weak, nauseous, they can't sleep, they have no appetite and stuff. So I try to get them to come, most of my clients come around full moon, which I ask them to come either 3 days before full moon or 3 days after full moon, within the full moon after. So but if they do come anytime during the month, yes, full moon plays a very important role for a lot of things that people don't know about. So if somebody tends to feel sick, what we do is check by the moon. Right? So
this is amazing information. All right. So
thank you, Dwayne.
Thank you so very much.
You're welcome.
So we would like to move on now to our next speaker, Ved Siriram. Ved, are you able to connect with us? To unmute? as we said earlier, there was some difficulties with some persons connecting with us.
Vade, can you unmute and speak? I think not, so
All right.
we may have to close.
All right. Well, we do apologize to our audience. There has been some technical difficulties this afternoon. So we want to thank everyone for joining us this afternoon. And we will end now, Dr. Kumar.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
Yes,
we
we'll end.
will have Vade on at another time. That is for sure. And then we will be able to discuss with him further. So we want to thank everyone for taking the time to participate, and to both our speakers this afternoon, Brenda and Lisa. And as we said earlier, this public meeting is being hosted by the Indo-Caribbean Cultural Center. And today's edition is being supported by the Sport and Culture Fund of the Office of the Prime Minister of the Government of Trinidad and Tobago. And you can feel free to contact Dr. Kumar Mahabir to publish your books and your reports at the ICC, as well as give us suggestions and donations. And we want to thank the advisory and planning team led by Dr. Kumar Mahabir, and to our IT manager behind the scenes, Ravin Ramsingh, who has been recording the program and will upload it to our website and to YouTube permanently for posterity. Our topic next Sunday will be part 2 of the Indian culture in Latin America. So please visit our YouTube channel to see all our past recordings. I am Shakira Mohammed of Trinidad and Tobago saying goodbye. May God bless you all. Dhanyavad.
So thank you, folks, everybody, for attending. Sorry, Vade, there was some difficulties in the audio, although you were using 2 devices. So Lisa will still be around. Ravin, you would stop the recording and live streaming